And the waste industry in Connecticut, it's very clear, has been infiltrated, we believe, and we allege, by organized crime.
U.S. attorneys allege the mob used muscle to stifle competition, driving up prices for residents and businesses. At the head, Matty the Horse Ianello, reputed boss of the Genovese family. Running the scam in Connecticut, they say, James Galante, who owns the minor league hockey team, the Danbury Trashers, and owns or is tied to 25 hauling companies. Former Waterbury Mayor Joseph Sampietro worked as a consultant for Galante in the 90s and was arrested along with 25 others, including a state trooper, a DEA agent, and dozens of workers from the trash companies.
It's a 117-page indictment.
117 pages detailing a 3-year investigation the prosecutors say is the tip of at least 20 years of intimidation and threats used by the mob to control the trash business.
The impact is not only potential threat of violence and extortion, the impact is its consumer fraud, and we all end up paying a lot more money than we should.
Prosecutors allege Galante paid a so-called mob tax of $30,000 every 3 months to the Genovese family. In exchange, he had control of customers and routes, control that prosecutors allege he kept by intimidating competitors. As part of this multi-year investigation, an undercover agent infiltrated and got a job for Galante as a salesman. Over 11 months, prosecutors taped more than 100,000 phone calls. They played several profanity-laced recordings in court today as evidence of the threatening way Galante did business. In reference to a competitor's compactor at one of Galante's spots, he says, "Tell him unless he wants a blanking nightmare, get that blanking thing out of here." Another recording has one of his workers telling the competitor, "Do not blank Jimmy. At the end of the day, I'm going to turn into a mother blanking raging maniac. I will blanking destroy you."
It sure sounded to me like mano a mano, tough talk, high school talk.
Bravado, he says, but not brawn. Hugh Keefe represents Galante and says there's no evidence of physical violence. They're denying the entire indictment. All 29 people arrested are facing various charges from racketeering to wire and mail fraud, tax evasion, and witness tampering. The U.S. attorney says the investigation is not over and there will likely be more arrests. In New Haven, Lori Perez, Fox 61 News at 10. With the end of the Trashers season before it begins, Danbury business owners are worried the throngs of fans will disappear along with the hockey season.
When there was a Trashers game going on, local restaurants were busy, there were people downtown. We brought about 3,000 people on a Saturday night into the arena here.
The owner of Two Steps Grill and Chow Wine Bar says on game nights he'd turn 100 to 200 tables before the game and crowds after. The mayor says if need be, he'll work on bringing in a new team.
We'd like to. I think the realities, though, the economic realities are very difficult. Running a minor league hockey team is extremely expensive.
As he works on bringing back fans, defense attorney Hugh Keefe is working on bringing back Jimmy Galante from a federal prison in Rhode Island.
So they've taken almost $500,000 in cash from him. They have detained him without bail, put him in jail, incarcerated him, punished him, taken his business, taken his houses, frozen every asset that he has. And he's never had a trial, he's never had a hearing in which the rules of evidence apply. Welcome to America.
Prosecutors say Galante and a former coach defrauded the UHL by paying some players and their wives for jobs they did not hold at his trash companies, for allegedly hiding payments as housing allowances, and in 3 cases, allegedly paying players $100,000 each when the salary cap for the entire team was $275,000. On the other hand, the mayor did acknowledge Galante as a strong corporate partner, saying he donates $30,000 in hauling every year for the city's cleanup day. That might be Galante's reputation to some in Danbury, but Keefe says as much as the charges, Galante is fighting stereotypes.
I told Jimmy when I represented him in 1999, you're Italian, you're in the trash business, in the eyes of the government, you're a mobster.